In this project, I'm going to show you how to use a crochet hook to quickly pick up stitches along a knitted edge. The project I'm working on is a putter cover. It has a ribbed neck like this, and then after you complete the neck, you create the head, and the head has a throat. And that's what I'm working on now, is picking up stitches along the edge of this throat. After I pick up all the stitches, then I'll be knitting in the round. I've already picked up on the opposite side, and what I'm going to do now is pick up the stitches I need to match on this side. I'm using double-stranded worsted yarn to do this. It gives a nice heavy putter cover that's very durable. I do need 8 stitches, and I found that a crochet hook is the best way to do this. If you take the tip of the needle and do it, it can be done, but it's a little awkward. It can be, especially with these double pointed needles, and it kind of distorts the stitches that are already on there. But if I use the crochet hook, I get a nice even pickup. So what I'm going to do is locate where the pickups are going to be. On my piece, I've created these slip stitches along the edge, so I'm just going to be putting my crochet hook in and picking up between this last stitch, which is a slip stitch, and the next stitch, except for this first stitch, which is not a slip stitch, but I know that that's what I need to use. So it's a little tighter, but I'm going to pick up there. So I need 8 of these. So what I do is, instead of picking up one stitch and then transferring it to the needle, I pick up all the stitches in the edge I'm going to do, or at least fill up my crochet hook, and then I transfer them. So I take the crochet hook and I put it into the location where the pickup is going to be. Now, the direction that you wrap the yarn matters, because if you wrap it over the top, the stitch is going to be twisted on the crochet hook, and you'll have to untwist it as you transfer it to the needle, which is not a problem. You just need to be aware. But if you wrap it from beneath, like I'm doing here, wrap it from beneath and then pull it through the opening. It's mounted on the crochet hook so that the rightmost leg of the stitch is in the front. So I need 8 of these. So there's 1, 2, and notice I'm wrapping from underneath, 3, and I can keep the crochet hook nice and close to the work. It's nice and tight. And there's no distortion. Okay, now I didn't really talk too much about the crochet hook selection, but the crochet hook should be similar in size to your knitting needle or smaller. In my case, it's smaller. I think this is a 5 millimeter crochet hook, and this is a number 10 knitting needle. I'm not sure what the millimeters on that is, but you can see that there's a difference. Having a little smaller is not really a problem because it gets a nice tight pickup. You don't want it too small, but having a little smaller works. You don't want the crochet hook larger than the knitting needle. So now all I have to do, once I've checked the placement of my pickup, everything looks good, it's right there where I can see it, I just purl-wise transfer my stitches to my knitting needle. And they're all set up correctly. Now the right leg is in the front, so that's correct. Now let's say that I wrapped the yarn the other way. I'm just going to undo these last few stitches. Let's see what happens there. You don't need to undo it, but if you wrap the yarn over the top and pull it through, there's 1. I'm going to do 3 of them, wrapping the opposite direction, wrapping over the top and wrapping over the top before I pull it through. If I look at these stitches, the right leg is in the back. I don't have to do it again. I just have to be careful when I transfer from the crochet hook to the knitting needle that I transfer and reorient that stitch. And I do that by taking the needle and lifting the back leg and bringing it to the front. Okay, so that's a simple pickup. Now, sometimes your instructions may say pick up and knit. Can you still do this? Yes, you can. I'm just going to release 3 or 4 stitches to show you how to do that. You do the pickup the same. So you put the crochet hook through, you wrap from beneath, and you do want to be sure that you get this oriented correctly if you're going to be knitting it in the same stitch. Wrap from beneath, pull the crochet hook through, and then just as if you were knitting, you don't go like this, you go up over the top and go like that. So now you have a nice stitch. There's one, wrapping from beneath, and two. I'm just using my crochet hook to create that knitted stitch. There's the pickup and the knit, and one more. Here's the pickup and the knit. And if I look at my stitches, they're properly oriented on my crochet hook, so I can just transfer them over. If you are doing a pickup and knit, it's important that you wrap the yarn in the proper direction, because you won't be able to correct it before you transfer it. So these are just pickup. These last few were pickup and knit. I hope you enjoyed this video on how to use a crochet hook to do easy pickups, and we'll see you again next time.